The strike, the National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union and the Public Servants Association, and that is represented by Mr. Tahir Maepa, who joins us now on the line. Mr. Maepa, a very good morning to you. What is your constituency striking for?
Good morning to you. We obviously are striking due to the collapse in wage negotiations in SARS. We could not find a settlement between us and the institution after lengthy, protracted wage negotiations that started sometime in August last year. We even went through a mediation process that was facilitated by the CCMA, and even that could not bring us close, despite the fact that we as the P.S.A. believe that the mediated settlement by the CCMA was the best basis in which we could have resolved this salary impasse.
Are the unions at all interacting with the Nugent Commission report, which has to some extent says that SARS doesn't have money? Does this in any way speak to the conversations you're having with the employer?
Well, when we're having these negotiations, obviously we have considered a number of factors, including the current economic circumstances of the country, which are not alien to us. They affect us directly in terms of affordability and so forth. But we must also be realistic to say that, you know, an ordinary SARS employee is not responsible for what has happened in SARS or what has happened in the country.
True.
The people who are on the helm of this country, on the helm of SARS, are the ones who collapse SARS. Why should we be the one who take the punishment for their sins? All that we are saying is that, yes, we understand the situation. We understand that the money is not coming in that easily. But we also see the people who are responsible walking around and enjoying life. How do we then justify understanding that SARS doesn't have money when the people who are responsible are running around and still enjoying life with whatever that they accumulated through wrong practices?
So we've just crossed to Cape Town now to our colleague Mariska Porter, who was in conversation with Nehawu, where there's a visible strike there. How is the P.S.A. actualizing its action?
Well, we have pulled all our 5,000 members out into the streets. We are having a major protest in Brooklyn, where the SARS head office is, and one in Alberton. And we have pulled all our members out from all the border posts across the country. So that so far is going very well. And the sad part about this thing is that economically speaking, this will cost the country billions of rands. And it is said that SARS is willing to lose billions in tax collection just because of they don't want to give us a mere 1% more for our salary increments.
The action of pulling out your officials from your customs officials from border posts, isn't that a dangerous move?
Well, it is as dangerous as the decision to be reckless by the acting commissioner not to make sure that the CCMA brokered settlement come to fruition. He is responsible. This is his mess. He created it, and he must pay the price for that. We didn't force ourselves into this strike. He forced us into this strike. So he is responsible for this mess.
What's the P.S.A.'s response to the appointment of a new SARS commissioner?
Well, we welcome the appointment of the new SARS commissioner. He's a man of integrity. From the research that we have made, he comes from a very strong background, and his understanding of SARS will assist us in making sure that he brings SARS into its former glory. But our warning to him is that he will be dismally unsuccessful if he keeps most of the people who are implicated in wrongdoing in SARS. In fact, he might as well not take the positions if he's not willing to be strong and make sure that he implements the Nugent Commission outcomes and make sure that he cleans SARS of any corruption that is still left through the proxy of certain individuals there.
Any possibility of extending or rather postponing your action until May, when he starts, when you can have decisive conversations that will have decisive outcomes?
We're not going to suspend anything. We'll baptize him with fire. It is his responsibility to call the current acting commissioner to say that I'm not the commissioner as yet, but I want you to resolve this thing. Because at the end of the day, he's going to inherit the SARS that is in a worse condition.
Tahir, who are these people that you say are remaining within SARS and should be removed?
Well, there's a number of people. I'm not going to mention people's names at this particular point because we're still waiting for the president to decide what he's going to do with this particular report. But from all the allegations that are already in the public's eye, these people are still running around. And there's no way that we can have an institution that is run by people who are implicated in wrongdoing.
It has been said it's an indefinite strike. Are we going to see it going on indefinitely?
We are hoping that sanity will prevail. We are hoping that the current acting commissioner, at least as part of his parting shot, he must do the correct thing. We are open to negotiations. He must just call us back to the negotiating table. And we are saying the only thing that will break this strike is for him to consider what the CCMA has advised. CCMA is a credible organization that has assessed both parties' demands, and they found a middle ground. By him rejecting this middle ground, he's showing a middle finger not only to the employees of SARS, but to the country at large. Because if SARS continues with this strike, the country is going to suffer immensely.
Thank you so much for your time. Tahir Maepa is with the